So good evening, everybody. I am Christine Liu, your town councilwoman here in Herricks, New Hyde Park, and in Great Neck, specifically Great Neck South. And I was, okay, thank you. I was elected in 2023, and then I started January 1 of 2024. So if you do the math, I'm only in office a year and maybe 5 months, not even, okay? But this is an extra special day for me because we've never, that to my knowledge, had an AAPI award ceremony, Asian American Pacific Islander ceremony here in the town, okay? How many of you guys have been to town hall before? Oh, that's a good amount. That's more than I expected. That's at least 10% of this room. Kudos to you guys. And so now everybody knows this is town hall. This is where all the action happens. Oh, no, it's okay. It's not where all the action happens, but this is where our government runs, basically. All the rules that you have to follow, all the budgets that get, divvied up, and all the parks that make sure that we have all the wonderful facilities, your garbage getting picked up. All of these things happen here at Town Hall, and we do our best to make sure that you have the best quality of life here in the town of North Hempstead, and I'm very happy to be a part of that. Let me ask you, some of you may already know, I'm gonna like standing behind, but let's see if it does this work? It does. How many Asian elected officials are there on Long Island as council people? Do you know? Take a guess. I think there is 5 million people, but no, 3 million people in Long Island. Like 1.5 in Suffolk and 1.3 in Nassau. So how many Asian elected officials are there in Long Island?
3.
That have actually voting rights?
10.
10. That sounds like a good number. I'd be so happy if there were 10.
3.
5?
3.
3?
Yes.
3 is really good too.
Yeah.
2 would be awesome as well. You're always stuck with me. Okay, just one. You come in and you get a round of applause. How awesome is that? So here, there's some seats up front here. So there is just one, unfortunately, and fortunately for me, there is one. Or fortunately for us, there is one. Because I don't know if we'd ever have an AAPI award ceremony if there wasn't even one. So I am very proud to represent District 4 in the town of North Hempstead. I'm very proud to be an elected official in the town of North Hempstead, and I'm very proud to represent you. I take this as a very humble position, and I'm always learning, right? I'm very new at this. I'd never, ever run for office in my entire life. I think in 5th grade, I ran for vice president in student council. Did I win? Yeah. He's like, nope, you didn't win. I did, but then that was it. I never did anything really else in politics. I did graduate from law school, and then I worked for the Department of Homeland Security as an assistant chief counsel for about 8 years until these wonderful children came along, and work-life balance became a little bit difficult for us. So my husband and I decided that I would stay home full-time to watch the children. And then come kindergarten, we decided that we wanted some more grass. We had a 2-bedroom apartment in Forest Hills, no grass at all. And we decided, let's move out to Long Island for a little better quality of life for our family. So we moved to New Hyde Park into the Herricks School District. Are there Herricks people here? Woo! Okay. But now my mom lives in Great Neck Plaza. Great Neck people here? I gotta have my faces all covered. All my relatives are everywhere now. So we moved out here to Long Island, and if you don't already know, when you start to invest in your children, you join the PTA. That's what we call it in Herricks and everywhere else, but in Great Neck we call it the PTO, right? And so that became my second career. And I really got involved with the PTA and meeting new friends, and then being a Girl Scout leader, being a softball coach, selling Girl Scout cookies, and doing all the events at school. And then from there,
I think Nassau County reached out to me and they asked if I would join the Asian American Advisory Board. They, for some reason, thought I was well connected to the community and I would be a good bridge between government and community. So I joined that board. And then, lo and behold, Judy Bosworth, who was our supervisor at the time at the town, she reached out to me and she asked if I would join an Asian American task force. Like, that sounds tough. Like, what are we going to do on this task force? But that was during COVID and it was very well needed. And we designed that Not in Our Town banner and it was translated into 10 languages. So that was very something that we did that we thought really benefited the community. So after doing that for staying home for about 10 years, Assemblywoman Gina Solitti, she just got elected and she asked if I would join her staff as a community liaison for south of the LIE. And I said, well, if you don't mind a part-time employee who hasn't worked for 10 years, sure. And she said yes, and it was a great team that I got to work with and I got to know the community and serve the community more. And then in 2023, people asked me to run for office. Do you think I said yes right away?
Yes.
Well, that's not the Asian way. You don't say yes to running for office. I think I was probably asked 28 times before I actually said yes. And it was only because my husband and family decided to really get on board. It's actually a miracle how it all happened, but basically my mom moved in with us after getting into an accident, but she's all fine. She lives in Great Neck Plaza. And she said, you know, I can help you do a lot of things at home because if I'm out of the house a lot, I'm constantly worrying and I have guilt of who's taking my kids to X, Y, and Z activity, you know, who's making sure that they're eating and, you know, dinner on the table. So it was a very big team effort and thankfully it wasn't for nothing because I won in 2023. So thank you everybody for all of your support. I say all of this, but I really hope that I am not the only Asian elected on Long Island for very long. You know, we have wonderful leaders in this room right now that are more than qualified than me. And we have a lot of youth here that they have different aspirations, and I hope some of them will go into government and serving the public, you know. It's very rewarding to be able to help your community. And kids, I don't have a 9-to-5 job. Like, it's not the same every day. I do different things, so many things each day that if you like a job where you can help your community and everything is different and nuanced, then I think, you know, running for government office is a good gig, okay? So that is my 2 cents, and I really hope more people would want to run for office, and I will be your support in doing that, okay?
So, without further ado, we are going to get to these wonderful list of honorees, but just my district alone is filled with talent, okay? We have talented athletes, we have scholars here, scientists, we have community leaders. It runs the gambit, and it's just only in my district. I'm not awarding people from other districts, right? It's just my district. So can you imagine if this is the first and we keep expanding it? You know, we do so much work that goes unnoticed. So I need to see and hear from everybody, you know, all the wonderful things that we are doing as a community. And I would love to honor more and more Asian Americans for their hard work and their talents and their efforts. So as the first Asian American elected on Long Island, I wanted to start off with some firsts as well in this group. Usually we give awards to the children first, and then they have all these things that they need to do, and then they get to go, you know, and you can leave with your children. But I thought it would be great if the children can see what leadership looks like. And they can be inspired by the leadership in this room. And they can learn from these leaders and aspire to do great things. So I kind of changed the order, and I'm going to honor the adults first, okay? So, guys, it's my honor to award the first Asian American elected to the Great Neck Board of Education.
Mr. Jeff Shee. Mr. Jeff Shee champions educational equity and cross-sectional understanding. I cannot believe it, but Jeff, in 2017, that was only 8 years ago. Only 8 years ago. That's the first time Great Neck Board of Education had an Asian American trustee. And I'm super proud that he has opened the doors for many more to come through. Like we also have Mr. Stephen Chen here today. You want to stand up, Steve? He's now a Great Neck trustee, along with Mr. Wan Chen, who's also a Great Neck trustee. So there's always a first, and the first, you have to break that ceiling. And then it creates opportunities and inspires others to run. So on behalf of the town of North Hempstead, I'd like to thank you for your commitment to the community, for your commitment to the education of the Great Neck School District, and for leading the way. Thank you so much. So, actually, I should ask you, Jeff, what was the most rewarding thing as a trustee in the Great Neck?
As you said, you take up the budget, so every time you see us on the podiums and vote, we actually are voting on a taxpayers' money. And I can't find a higher cause in supporting of our public education, because an investment in our school is really an investment in every one of ourselves. And those money, majority of them are coming from our taxpayers. So as a trustee, you can be more careful with the allocations and find the common good and common goals that we can all agree upon. So I think it's a very meaningful, help me grow as a person, and understand what's important in your life, like families, friends, and the community. And as an immigrant, we usually are kind of insulated. We thought we don't have the help, the support we need. By opening myself up, involved with community activities, I really find the strength in numbers. And that's very rewarding. And, I totally agree with you, Christine. I appreciate you giving me an opportunity and honors in this town halls, but I really collecting this on behalf of every one of us in this community, that I'm one of you.
All right. Our next honoree, I would like to honor the Ng brothers. So we have, if you don't already know, there's a gentleman here in a police officer uniform. I'm going to invite Mr. Jack Ng up. Men in uniform, always very dashing and handsome. Okay. So Jack, you're 6'2". All right. He has two older brothers. Are they just this tall?
A little short.
Oh, short. And how tall are your parents?
But dad's about 5'8", my mom's 5 foot.
Yeah, I don't really know how this happens. Jack's a good friend of mine, but he's probably like the tallest and strongest Asian I know. And he has two other brothers. So it's only 3 brothers in this family, okay? Guess how many of them are in the NYPD? All 3 of them. They are the first Asian American family of 3 siblings to all join the NYPD and serve and protect us here in New York City and on Long Island. Okay, so I'd like to, it's not like Jack's parents had like 8 siblings or 8 children, right? They had 3, and they gave all 3 to the NYPD. I think that's like such an honor, but his parents couldn't come here today, and his brothers are also busy today. They're serving in our police system. So Jack is here on their behalf, and Jack's family is here as well. So we're completely and utterly grateful for your service. And look at this. If I was their parent right now, I would be very proud to hold all 3 proclamations. All right, Jack, what's your most memorable moment in the NYPD? But if it's too graphic, don't share that part. Like a good memorable moment, Jim.
Let's see. I think one of the memorable moments was when my parents being proud of all 3 of us when I graduated and when I
when me and my brother James got promoted to lieutenant together on the same day. All right.
And so the commissioner, they all had an award ceremony
Yes.
there. I bet you was an essay as this one. I'm just saying. Well, that's certainly an honor, and I wish you all the best and always be safe. Thank you.
So next, I would like to have our community leaders. The first, this is actually an honor to have a couple, Dr. Rajesh Patel and Alka Patel, if you can come on up. They are the founders of Herricks-Indo US and the Milan Foundation. And yes.
Thank you. Their beautiful family is here as well. So I live in the Herricks community, and the Herricks community, the Herricks School District now is, when I moved in, it was probably about 50% Asian, 50% Caucasian, but now it is about 75 to 80% Asian, and the rest is non-Asian, which half of that percentage is Indian and Chinese. That's the predominant makeup, right? We're South Asian, East Asian, like this. And I think from the Chinese perspective, I knew how crucial it was to have an organization to help assimilate the new parents and who are moving into the neighborhood and help them to have a sense of community and belonging and to have pride in their heritage. So when Alka and Dr. Patel, they started the Herricks-Indo US community in Herricks, that was so much appreciated by the Indian community. As young parents at the time, this family of 3, who are now all doctors, by the way. Okay. Actually, whenever I go to a South Asian community, it's your child's a doctor, your child's a doctor, your son's a doctor. It's a little joke, but it's true. Okay. So they're proud parents of 3. Some of their children are here today. But that community that they started in Herricks was just really instrumental in helping our Herricks community in New Hyde Park embrace the diversity that is there. Not to be scared of the diversity, but to embrace it and appreciate it and promote our culture. Because it's really important to have pride in your culture, right? So sometimes when you're wearing your Indian or your Chinese or your Korean outfits, you don't want to just wear them, but you want to be proud when you're wearing them, and you want to parade it around when you go to these parades or when you have these events. So it's really important, but without organizations such as Herricks-Indo Chinese, Herricks-Indo Chinese food, actually, so Herricks-Indo US, I don't think our community would be that strong or feel brave enough to speak up and to feel that sense of belonging. So thank you so much for what you've done. But they didn't stop, because as we age, you see the need for a senior group as well. So they founded Milan Seniors, which meets weekly at Clinton G. Martin Park. I go there very often. They use their own funding, they're very generous, and they have wonderful programming every week for about 100 Indian seniors. They're dancing, they're eating, they have a great time together. Sometimes I get to go and partake in the festivities. So it is so meaningful so that the Indian community can still age in place in the town. They have a community that they can go to, they can speak their language, they can wear their garb and feel comfortable and feel safe and feel loved. So thank you so much for all that you've done as far as community. What is the most challenging thing that you had to do or overcome to start your foundation then in the ski?
So you already said everything, but I'll just give a background. How we come up with the idea or what made us to start the organization in the first place. As she said in the beginning, Asians are very shy. They don't mind paying the taxes, doing their own business, making money, things like that. But when it comes to the involvement at the government or school level, they are very shy. So that's where we come up with the idea that to the growing majority of the Asians, at that time it was around 30%, but there is no participation at all. We pay the tax, but hey, they make the decision here and you're not there. It doesn't work in your favor. So that's how we started, and we are glad that we changed the whole dynamic. And it's been 25 years. We started in 2001. Since then, we were active till our kids were there. Now other people are active. But it made a huge difference in terms of the participation in the school system, understanding and participations. And we mobilized so many people during the school budget vote and the elections. And it was very rewarding. And I still remember when we come up with the idea, I told my daughter, she's sitting there, and she was so little that bring your notebook. I want to start writing something. And it's in my eye, but she coming down the stairs, and she was so little. So you can imagine how many years back, and they were so young. But it's very rewarding. As a part of the organization, not only participating in the school district, but also Asian has a rich culture. Chinese, Indians, all Asians have rich culture. And sometimes it takes extra step to showcase our culture to the rest of the community. Once they know, they understand, and they participate too. So as a part of the program, we did many programs, and one of the most famous program is the Navratri, the idea. And every year when we celebrate, in a couple of weekends, we have 1,500 to 2,000 people. And it's not just showcasing, but when you have the program, it helps to get the message out. That makes the networking. That's where you give the message to people, what's going on in the community. So again, I won't take much of the time. Over the years, we saw the need of seniors, and that's where we started in 2009, 16 years back, and still going. And now, next year, unfortunately, we're going to be 65, and we'll be the members too. Thank you for this award.
I am very proud to present
the CYO St. Aloysius girls basketball team. You want to come on up? So we're going to have these wonderful players come on up, and then their coaches as well, Calvin and Alex Lowe. And I think Peter Chang could not be here with us today, the head coach, but our assistant coaches are here. So when I looked at these girls in the hallway, I was thinking, are these the basketball champions? I would envision them a little bit taller. But that is a stereotype, obviously, and that's not true, because I think whatever they don't have in height, they have in speed and agility and precision and hard work, right? Because this is an undefeated Asian CYO team in greatness. Yes, give it up. Seventh grade. They even said that in sync. 7th? Okay. But I learned today that this is their 3rd year playing together, and their 2nd year last year, they were also undefeated. So 2 years back-to-back undefeated seasons. I asked them, what is the secret in the sauce? Do you guys know? What would be the secret in the sauce for this kind of undefeated season? Coaches, right? So let's give it up for the assistant coaches, Alex and Calvin Lowe. They are a father and son duo team. Alex, do you play basketball yourself? Are you on the Rebels? Were you on the undefeated season of the Rebels this year? Yes, shout out on Thursday. We're going to be celebrating there. And then Coach Peter Chang, who I heard doesn't even have a daughter on the team. He was just probably recruited by the moms. Hunted them down, said, we know talented coaches when we see them. And then, is he a good coach? They're all good coaches. You have to say yes. Emphatically, you have to say yes. Because they brought you to 2 undefeated seasons. These girls, I mean, I don't know. So are you going to play again the next season together? All right. So I hear that there's 13 children on this team, 13 students, 10 of them from Great Neck South, 2 of them from Great Neck North, and 1 of them from Manhasset. Who's the one from Manhasset?
She had a school concert.
Okay, she's not in my district. Who here's from Great Neck North? All right, give Great Neck North a round of applause. And the rest are Great Neck South. Give team name?
Alice stayed out there. Alice.
St. Alice. Aloysius? Yes, but it's a nickname, like you say short for St. Alice? Is that what you say? St. Alice. Okay, very nice. So, coaches, what was the best moment of the season?
I would say it's not so much a moment, it's watching them grow as a team. Well, when we began this journey almost
Spoken like a true
3 years,
politician.
3 years ago, 3 years ago, these girls came together, did not know one rule of basketball, had zero skills, didn't understand how to play the game, but the first couple of games were a struggle. But what happened was they started working very hard, they're dedicated, right? They work together, and they show teamwork and perseverance. Through all that, things started coming together, and what was the most rewarding is watching them grow as a team, their confidence grow. Year by year, as Coach Peter would say, chunking the work, which is breaking a very complex task into more digestible fragments, right? So they chunked it, they broke it down, and they accomplished not just one undefeated season, but 2 years in a row. That's testament to all your hard work and to most of our earning partners watching the book, the future leaders.
All right, so we have our coach, Alex. Are you a sophomore, juniors? Oh, we have another season with Alex then on the Rebels team. This is for Dad, Calvin, and then we have for Peter.
Yes.
As well. And now I have Alexis. Where's Alexis? She's our strong forward. All right, Alexis. We got Amber. I don't know, you're a small forward. Okay. We have Amelia, our center. We have Doris, another small forward. Oh, Doris is not here. Okay, you want to hold that one for Doris? No, go. Now we have Ellie, another small forward. All right. Elsa, with point guard. Elsa. Another center, Emily. Gabrielle, our shooting guard. All right. Definitely like they put up the three. We have Hayden, our point guard. Madeline, our shooting guard. By the way, Madeline brought 2 books in 7th grade. She's published 2 books already. Somebody said they were still playing dirt in 7th grade. So, Zoe, shooting guard. All right, so I'm going to go back to our community leaders as well. So the next leader I'd like to invite up is Mr. Larry Hung. Larry is a breakneck president, but he has opened a business starting organization, a print shop company that trains and employs kids on the spectrum, kids with special needs. So not only does he do the training with them and he mentors them, but he then employs them, which to a parent of a special needs child, that means everything. So the first time I met Larry, and his family is all here too. Larry, you're pretty tall as well. Okay. Was at Park Botanic Garden, and he was there with one of his students or his mentees, and they were taking photos. The student particularly has an artistic talent, and he does photography and design. And at that time, the commissioner of that park, he said, Christine, I want you to meet somebody. This incredible individual, Larry, he brings students here to Clark Gardens to help them with a special needs project. And he takes them patiently, and they kind of hone in their talents and develop them as individuals. And then he started this company. So the company is called Good Creation, and it's in Albertson. And I've introduced his print shop company to our school district and many districts and churches who need to print T-shirts. We always are printing T-shirts at the PTA, right? So, orders of 500 or 1,000, whatever we need for the school. And to know that the students that are making them are kids who they didn't really discover what they were good at, but now that they are, and they're achieving those goals and then doing well at them, I'm so happy for this company and for Larry for starting it and taking it to new levels. So thank you so much, Larry. For a little bit, maybe some of the wonderful rewards of this.
What you side camp? Oh yes, there's so many to name. Just to see my students enjoy what they're doing and have people to believe in them, it's so rewarding for me. And also another thing is, it's so awesome like today to meet other wonderful leaders in the community that are doing amazing stuff. It really inspired me to continue to work hard and do good work in our community.
Thank you. This is some good work, good creation, and I'll plug it. If you need to print anything, go to goodcreation.com. Okay? Thank you. So we are going to go to another student award. We're going to bring up a Regeneron finalists. Do you know how many finalists there are in the whole country? Not just one. It's 40. Okay, it's 40. But that's how many thousands of applications there are. I remember there was like 350 semifinalists, and that got dwindled down to 40 finalists. Guess what? It is official. I have the smartest district in the town of Northeast. So, combined in District 4, I had 10 Regeneron finalists, and thank God it was equal. 5 from Great Neck and 5 from Herricks. And to make it even better for me, because they love me so much, I have one Regeneron finalist in Great Neck and one in Herricks, right? This is beautiful. So I'm going to invite up Emma and her family. Come on up, Emma. Emma, yes. Emma Lee Wen. All right, Emma, you go to Great Neck North, that's right? And you were senior now? Okay, do you want to tell us in layman terms what your project was about?
I studied a novel pancreatic cancer treatment, and specifically pancreatic cancer because it has one of the lowest survival rates amongst all types of cancer for several reasons, including the fact that it lacks effective treatments, but also because oftentimes pancreatic cancer is diagnosed too late, so there are no treatments. And so I studied a specific drug called AAPI, and it is targeted. So there are certain things within the cancer cells that allow the disease to progress. And my drug aims to inhibit very specific molecules that allow the cancer cells to progress. And those molecules are called the pan-PI3K-mTOR kinases. And so AAPI is a pan-PI3K-mTOR kinase inhibitor. And I studied this in pancreatic cancer cells, specifically in 4 cell lines, and also an organoid, which is basically kind of like a cell line, but it is more similar to how an actual pancreas is. And so I studied this drug alongside other controlled compounds that inhibit only 1 or 2 of the kinases that AAPI inhibits, and I saw that AAPI was much more effective than the other compounds. And so it just shows potential for a potential treatment for pancreatic cancer because it lacks them right now.
So we also have a Herricks student, but Sandeep could not make it. Do you know why Sandeep couldn't make it? Sandeep is in Columbus, Ohio, at the International Science Engineering Festival competition, ISEC. And so we have Maria Bono, our Board of Education trustee, who also works at Patel, to accept on Sandeep's behalf, because Sandeep's parents are with Sandeep in Ohio, and so that's what parents do. So come on, watch Maria. All right, the next thing, do you guys know about Dragon Boat Festivals? Does everybody know what a Dragon Boat Festival is? Yes, it's about a boat racing. And do you know how many people are normally on this boat?
Wade.
Yeah, it's like 20 or 22, 24 people on this boat. How fast can this boat race when you have so many people, right? But it's amazing. This is a very important festival in Asia, and we're going to have our first Dragon Boat Festival in the town of North Hempstead come October. This is all thanks to Ohana Paddling. I had some Great Neck residents approach me after a meeting and ask me if I was interested in hosting or bringing Dragon Boat Festival to the town of Warren Hempstead. And I said, yes, I've been wanting to do that for a while. And they said, well, we can help you make it happen. So I wanted to bring up Jack, Annie, and Ed. Come on up. This is the powerful team of Ohana Paddling. So how long has Ohana Paddling been racing?
A little over 30 years.
30 years. And I know that you guys have many championships under your belt. But what I really enjoyed learning about Ohana Paddling is the students that you take and you train on. Can you talk a little bit about them?
So the students make up about the full 50% of our team. They do everything from teach them leadership. They come from different schools. My particular side schools with Wong science, working to the other side. So
But soon, Long Island too. Okay.
we also offer scholarships. So every year, a portion of our funding goes towards funding their high-quality line games.
And so the Dragon Boat racing actually is quite competitive. And then I know that you guys have won and you've gone on to the international levels as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And he's the president of PAMPAT. Certainly.
Some of you who have been to the Dragon Boat Festival in Flushing Meadow, we started originally as DCH, and in 2014 we created a nonprofit organization called Credit Paddling. We wanted to go past just competitive racing, and we really want to invest in not just our youth, but the community, and incorporate other sports as well. So we have branched out to line dancing. We're going to try pickleball, according to some of the members who want to do that. Which line dancing, we actually will be performing at the Mets game tomorrow, Long Blood.
Oh, what?
But what I would say is our main investment is the youth. We currently have, for this season, 9 under 18 juniors who made it to Team USA. So Team USA is similar to the Olympics version of Dragon Boat. So unfortunately, Dragon Boat is not in the Olympics. So every 2 years, the Team USA coaches will search for juniors, adults, and seniors to represent the Taizé. So we have 9 of our kids going to Germany in July to compete and hopefully bring back some medals.
Oh, next year it's in Taiwan. Well, that's great. I was MIT, made in Taiwan. Actually, I was at an event and someone was, and I didn't understand that Spartan person, like, MIT? I'm like, no, NYU. And oh, made in Taiwan, got it, all right. And so Ed is part of our promotions team that's happening here for our Dragon in North Hempstead. Maybe you want to tell everybody a little bit about what's going to happen in the fall.
Sure. I'm humbled to be in this room with so many accomplished people. At the same time, to share with you that we'll be having our inaugural Dragon Boat Festival right here in Port Washington on North Hempstead Beach Park. And the date is going to be October 4th, right? And we're looking at having a Dragon Boat Festival with racing, as well as Student Fest, as well as a lantern festival in the evening. So basically a whole family event. I hope everybody can make it. And also at the same time, in towns this Saturday, Speaking American Festival, right? We'll be there also as well, with some with juniors, right? It's on adults to showcase a little bit what Dragon Boat is all about. So hopefully we'll see you there this Saturday. If not, at Arbor Fest on TV Tours. And last one, I'll leave that for now, October 4th, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Our next award. Oh, this one is very special. I hope I don't cry. I'm usually quite an emotional person.
But I've known this young lady, I don't know, probably since she was in kindergarten. My kids and herself and her brother were at the school bus, at the same school bus for all these years together, watching this young lady grow up over the years. And now, as a senior, she is our New York State girls tennis champion. I know. I would like to invite Angel Walia up front here. Come on up front and center. Angel is a senior at Herricks High School, and she makes us all proud. She lives right around the corner from me. I know how much Angel has worked to get to this spot right now. You know, tennis is one of the most loneliest sports ever if you play singles. Have you ever read Andre Agassi's book? It really shows you the mental stress of playing singles tennis and the mental fortitude that you have to get to every competition and to aim high. And for Angel, I'm sure that was no exception, right? Because you're on that court by yourself, thinking about what you're gonna do on this next point. And there's a whole strategy involved to make that point happen and to make that point count and to bring home a championship. Even before getting to state champions, there was, I believe, Nassau County champions, or what do you call it? Nassau County what? All right, Nassau County championships here. And, you know, Angel, she was favored, right, to go in there. But that day wasn't her day. You can't be 100% as an athlete every time you're on the court. You have some good days, you have some bad days. But then she went into our state championship finals, and that was right here, right in Flushing Meadow. Is that there?
The USTA.
The USTA in Flushing Meadow Park, right, where we all see the big time tennis happening. And you know, you're not at the highest seat, so you're kind of a little bit of an underdog amongst all the best of the best in girls tennis in New York State. And who came out on top? Even though she didn't have a good day in Nassau, she had an amazing, outstanding day at New York State Tennis Champions. So, Angel, we're incredibly proud of you. Your parents are incredibly proud. And you are proud. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey and what pushes you each and every time you go out?
So I started tennis when I was really young. Like, I saw my brother was getting a bunch of attention from my dad playing, so I was like, so I started to play as well, and I mean, I loved it from the start. So I wanted to thank everybody, because obviously this wouldn't have been possible without my family, coaches, and especially community. So yeah, it felt really rewarding to know that all my hard work paid off, but not only my hard work, but all of yours too. So thank you for all your support.
On behalf of South North Hempstead and Auntie Christine, we support Mr. Angel Walia, our wonderful New York State. So our next awardee is Ethan Yip. Ethan, come on up, this handsome young man. We're not giving him an award for his good looks. We're giving him an award because Ethan earned a silver medal at the World Junior Wushu Championship, representing the U.S. on the global martial arts stage. So Ethan may not be 6'2", but he packs a punch. Okay, don't mess with Ethan. I've seen him perform at different events, and most recently, I missed you at the Nassau Councilwoman, but I did see the video of it. And it's not just martial arts, but it's an art form. Okay, you have to perform all of your moves with strength as well as with grace and with good style. And he's got good looks. So it really helps all around. This is an investment that his family has made. How long have you been doing martial arts?
I think, well, martial arts, Wushu since I was 7 years old. So before I can remember, I was always in Taekwondo. It was something.
Yes. And Ethan actually approached me that if you live in Herricks and on Herricks Road and Hillside Avenue, we have a Rite Aid there that went out of business and it was empty. And he said, Christine, can you turn that into a martial arts center? I said, oh, okay, we'll try our best, you know. Now it's Peter Andrews' furniture store. But he has high hopes and aspirations, and we look forward to all that you will be doing in the future. And please continue and be a good mentor to others and be a good example of role modeling on Kevin's community. Look at how he stands. You always get in a posture like this. But thank you so much.
Now we're at the end, and we're definitely saving the very beautiful Briana Wong. Briana, you want to come on up? You can't miss Briana because she's the tallest girl in the room here. Look at Miss Briana Wong. As she is the same age as my daughter. She's a junior at Herricks. She's got her mom and dad, both very supportive parents here. Briana was crowned the National American Miss New York Juneteenth. Wait, hold on, I said that wrong. You say it for me. Go ahead.
I'm the National American Miss New York Juneteenth.
Wow. Okay. Say that one more time.
National American Miss New York Juneteenth.
Wow. So that means you won the whole New York competition as Miss New York. Wow, that's amazing. And Briana also, she has many clubs that she's started, many organizations. Can you share with us a little bit?
So, while competing for my title, one of my main platforms was my very own organization, Sisters in Service. It's where we empower women across New York through community service. So we hosted monthly service events with a bunch of our mentors, and we were able to connect a bunch of women of all ages across the city, not just the city, but the state, and get them involved in their communities.
That's amazing. Usually on those pageants, I just hear world peace, and Messiah. But I know that she has gathered a number of students, or female students at Herricks, to join her organization. She created logos, she incorporated, and she does wonderful service projects in our community. So thank you for that. Now, can you tell us, what do you do for your performances when you go to these pageants?
So when I compete, there's different areas of competition. There's evening gowns, obviously, what you probably see on TV when you walk in the
Evening gown. Yes.
Yes, and then a main part that I feel is really overlooked in the pageant world is the interview and public speaking skills. So I get to talk to a room of judges and also on stage live at finals, and that's a big part of my store where I get to share about the work I do, connected with my community and throughout this and awesome.
So I know that you're also a dancer. You also do equestrian too, right? Do you do that on stage?
It would be lovely to bring a horse.
I think you're great if you could bring a horse on stage. But Briana is definitely, watching her grow up, she's a girl of many talents, along with her beauty and her intellect. And it is an honor to be able to award you as our Miss Teen New York. Briana Wong. So I think we are almost done. I don't think Alex is able to make it. So just to let you know, Alex Au is the first Asian American Great Neck Plaza trustee. He was elected 2 years ago, I believe. But Alex is a solo parent right now because his wife is traveling, and he's got 2 young daughters, 4 and 6. And he said after work from the city, he had to come back home and go to Queens to pick up his kids from their after-school activities, and hopefully he can make it stay. So he probably isn't here, and I will award him at the Village of Great Neck Plaza on my own then. So thank you all for coming. I hope that you are proud of all of your achievements. You're proud of all of these leaders and students in our community. You definitely make me proud. You make me look really good. And I am so proud of you guys. So thank you so much for coming.